So the Samsung Galaxy M31s and the Samsung Galaxy M31 are really similar phones. Some would say they're identical, seeing how they both offer a similar display, are backed by the same processor and run on the same software. So since the only real difference between these two smartphones is in their cameras, I thought it'd be a fun video to compare the respective camera performances to see if the M31s actually deserves a price hike over the Samsung Galaxy M31. But guys, before we get on with the video, make sure to hit the bell icon and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, so that you don't miss out on any quality tech content that we put out. Now that you have done that, let's get on between the camera comparison of the Samsung Galaxy M31s and the Samsung Galaxy M31. So before I start this comparison, let's take a look at the two phones' respective camera specs. Now as you can see, both the handsets offer a quad camera setup at the back, with the major difference being the 64 megapixel sensors used here. And now the M31s comes with a Sony IMX682 sensor, whereas the M31 offers Samsung's GW1 sensor. The rest of the camera specs will be on your screen right now, so let's start this video by talking about the daylight shots. Here, if we take a look at the first shot of my garden, then at a glance, both the images look equally pleasing. Now do note that the sky was quite vibrant and sunny the day I clicked these photos. However, since the images have been clicked with the scene optimizer turned on, there is some extra boost given to the blues and the greens in the photo. But circling back to my original point, without zooming into the images, you'd be hard pressed to tell one from the other. However, at 100% crop, the differences are quite apparent. The image from the M31 looks grossly over-sharpened in comparison, especially if you look at the bushes behind the tree, and the handset also struggled with keeping the highlight in check, which is evident if you look at the detailing in the part of the sky just above the water tanker in the house in front of mine. Also, the same is highlighted, no pun intended, in the gaps between the leaves. Now one more thing I'd like to point out here is that the M31s's photo has much superior corner details as compared to the M31's shot, which can be seen if you zoom into the right hand side of the image and focus on the leaves of the big tree or even its bark. Now in a similar fashion, in this next shot, while the M31 has done a good job of bringing out the details from the shadows, which can be seen by a cursory glance at the bushes in the center, which are better exposed here, the M31s's shot is better everywhere else. So at a closer crop, not only will you find better composition from the M31s as the image doesn't appear over sharpened, but you also find significantly superior corner details yet again and minimal noise around the edges of the photo. Now coming to the wide angle images, the Samsung Galaxy M31s proves its mettle here once again, as it offered considerably better details around the corner as well as the center of the frame. I also noticed that even under bright sunlight, the M31 software processing introduced quite a lot of noise in the photo, making it less desirable as compared to the M31s's shot. Same goes for the macro images too, and here the M31 and the M31s both shoot really good close-ups, but the M31s takes the lead owing to much nicer details and better focusing speeds. As for the close-ups, both the handsets net a very similar result in terms of details in all the comparison shots I took with the phones, with the underlying difference being the sample's respective color science. Now take the shot of the pink flower for instance, and here you notice that the two images offer a ton of details around the petals as well as a gorgeous natural bokeh effect. However, the shot from the M31 appears as if someone has applied a sepia filter to it. Now while I did click these shots around sunset, the photo from the M31 is playing up the orange in the atmosphere a little too much. In a similar fashion, the shot of the white flower offers the same amount of information at a closer crop on both the phone's photos. However, the yellow at the center of the flower in the M31's photo is smeared, which once again happens because the phone is trying to overemphasize a shade. Now the only exception to this was that the M31 was the superior model when it came to properly exposing the shade red, as I noticed that the M31s would more often than not blotch the color quite a bit. Now case in point, this shot of the red flower, and here the focus point is not the petals but the stem growing out of the flower, which is equally detailed on both the shots. However, while the M31 has a clear-cut definition of the petals of the flower too, the same is amiss on the M31s. The highest shot or the 64 megapixel image from both the phones, however, was exactly the same. I mean, sure, the colors were once again slightly better on the M31s, but the M31 handled highlight clipping a little better, which can be seen if you zoom into the sky. Other than that, these two compositions are indistinguishable from one another in terms of details and sharpness. So what about photos taken after the sun has set? Well, if I compare the photos from the two phones with the night mode disabled, then you will find better visibility and details on the M31's photo as compared to the M31s's shot. With night mode enabled, the images from both the phones look quite nice. However, the M31s edges out slightly, and I mean very slightly. Now this is owing to its ability to contain lens flaring better and having more details towards the left of the frame. Now in terms of videos, between the 1080p 30fps clip from the Samsung Galaxy M31s and the Samsung Galaxy M31, I'd pick the one from the M31s in a heartbeat. But before I talk about that, here are the samples. Okay guys, so this right here is a 1080p 30fps sample from the Samsung Galaxy M31 and the Galaxy M31s. So do let me know in the comments below which footage do you like more, which color do you like more. Now I would like to tell you that it is past evening and the sky has turned a little bit orangish, but the way I see it from the two phones viewfinder, the footage from the M31 actually looks very orange in comparison to the M31s's. So yeah, I'll test these out in post and let you know what my feedback is, but do let me know what you think of these two clips in the comments below. Now I'm sure I don't need to tell you why the M31s's footage seemed better, but at the expense of sounding like a broken record, the colors were way off in the M31's clip and the smartphone was constantly hunting for focus. On the other hand, the M31s's footage net more realistic colors and the smartphone handled the shift to a very bright scene more elegantly too, highlighting everything in the background, whereas the M31 darkened the background for a split second. Now you can see this if you go back to the footage and see when I point the phone's cameras towards the sky. Also, the audio was slightly cleaner on the M31s's footage, so if you're into videos, the M31s is the way to go forward. Now that we've dissected the camera capabilities of the smartphone's respective rear camera modules, let's turn our attention to the two phone selfie cameras. Now let's start with the daylight shot, and here both the phones are neck and neck when it comes to the details. Now as you can tell by how I'm squinting my eyes, it was quite sunny outdoors when I clicked this photo and there are details aplenty in both the shots. But I much prefer the color science of the M31s's photo, which exhibits a more accurate representation of my skin tone. The M31 shot on the other hand made my face look orange, which most certainly isn't the case. Now same goes for the bokeh shots too, and with the intensity of live focus set to 5, both the handsets net a similarly pleasing result with a consistent and good blur effect around my face. But as you can once again clearly see, the skin tone is represented much more accurately in the M31s's shot. The scenery remains unchanged if I talk about the indoor selfies too, and the M31s's photo looks more natural to my eyes. That and it offers lesser noise around my cheeks at a closer crop. Now, like I said, the details around my face or the background look quite similar on both the phones. However, the M31s has represented my skin tone much better. Now, I know that I keep saying this again and again, but guys, this is actually a big factor for a lot of people. Nobody wants to look orange. Now, if I talk about how good the front-facing cameras of these two phones are for shooting videos, then once again, they're eerily similar in terms of details. Here are the samples. So this right here is a 1080p 30fps video sample from the Samsung Galaxy M31 and the Samsung Galaxy M31s. Now obviously you guys have to tell me if the colors from the M31 look better or if the colors from the M31s look better. Also the audio quality, and as you can see I'm walking in my garden and there's a very bright sky behind me, so do let me know which one exposed the sky better. Which one had lesser of a highlight clipping issue on the footage. So all of that, do let me know in the comments below, and I'll obviously give you my 2 cents on which footage I liked more. Furthermore, the M31s's footage is also less stable and audio captured by the phone's mic isn't as loud as what you get with the M31s. So for vlogging, the M31s is surely the way to go forward. So between the Samsung Galaxy M31s and the Galaxy M31, the M31s is undoubtedly the better camera phone, but if I'm being honest with you, the results are skewed in the favor of the M31s primarily owing to its color science. This phone just captures colors better. So down the line, say the M31 gets a software update which actually fixes its post-processing issues, this would be a much closer call. but for the time being, I'd say between the M31 and the M31s, pick the M31s if you are at all serious about photography. But guys, that wraps up this full camera comparison from my end. Do let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video, and if you did, do give us a big thumbs up. Until next time, this is Prateek from Mr. Phone signing off.